It's on. Good job. Good job. We're at camp, and you would not believe it. We're live. We're live at camp, and this hasn't happened on Digital Smoke Signals live feed for months now, weeks. And actually, we're sitting above camp here. We're sitting above. A lot of people are online. They're streaming, and so the cell boosters have been located and are gone. There's higher cell blockers have been located and gone. There are cell boosters now in that are overpowering those. So there's around 10,000 people estimated to be here at camp. Today we did surveillance over at the Turtle Hill and seen that they were putting razor wire up on top, and got to meet a whole bunch of beautiful people that are coming through and solidarity and sharing their story. And many of our relatives went back home to their families and Thanksgiving and sharing that with their families. We went down and visit one of our relatives down here at the Fort Lewis College, the students up there. Also want to introduce you guys one of the alumni of Fort Lewis. They're yours only prolific.
Yep, Fort Lewis. That's the place.
Maybe share with them a little bit about what we talked about.
We talked about a lot of things with them, and one thing that was really interesting is we asked them what their perception was before they came here and what their experience has been. And they talked a lot about, they said, looking at all the videos, they saw all the violence, everything online, and they said it's kind of like looking through a microscope. This is all you're seeing. But when they got here, the camp was so loving, so open, and they said it blew their mind when they came in through the flags. And such a good feeling here and all the positivity in camp. And they mentioned that, they wish that the outside world would be able to see that more, to see how beautiful this place really is, and the beauty coming out of it. What else did we speak about?
We shared a little bit about the stories of how many drones were shot out of the sky, what each one of the actions mean, and also what it means. If you want to honor indigenous people, honor them by educating yourself about the indigenous issues that we're going through all throughout Indian country, and laughed with them with some jokes and showed them some of our humor, even though it's hard what we're seeing here. We always laugh. We ate several different places, several different teepees tonight. Ran into our good friend Lenita Warjack and Jessica and just all our relatives that are coming in, and just had a good time finally feeding our spirit. This time was a little different. Usually we're out in the front lines. We were out in the front lines, but we got back early. And enjoyed ourselves. Had red buffalo chili stew with hominy.
Yeah.
Man, that was good.
The green chili
one too. Yeah, then had, what else is the other one? Turkey stew. Yeah. And then seen several camps, ran into some Navajos that just got out here. They went out there to go check out the Heyoka camp, and they were heading back tomorrow. Ran into the largest yurks in I want to say the world. They said the gathering of the largest yurks. We just got to get them Indian residents in there now.
Yeah.
Let's see. So there's a curiosity with the camp, with people coming in. They can't believe what they're seeing. They're going down to the front lines over there where the river, where the bridge is, and listening to their stories about it. They can't believe what they're seeing. When they go over here to Turtle Island, I mean, you can see it. It's like a prison camp all in front of you. Not a prison, a war camp is what it looks like. A prison of war camp. Let's see. There it is right there. A prison of war camp. That's in front of us. That's what we see. You're seeing what we see. That's about a good 2 miles worth of lights. Stadium lights in a row. That's what we see right there. I think the difference is now they're not violating FAA rules or not. They were flying around and around, and they haven't flown around in a while. which is a little different, but their tactics are changing. So we need anybody that knows anything about a drill pad and what these things do and have pictures, add them to this comments list. We want to see what the drill actually looks, what they're using out there, where they're going to discharge the water. So we're assuming that they have a right of way to get water from the river, and I think there's laws, where are they going to get the water. The other issue we keep getting asked is where the buffalo, and we're gonna, many people want to know where the buffalo are, our Buffalo Nation relatives, and other things are going on with where to send donations. Oceti-Sakowin is the main camp that I'm told is the main camp that you set it to. Everything that comes here will go to all the little camps around it. If you want to donate to the tribe, they'll donate. That helps with the legal fund and all that. It's very transparent, so you'll be able to see where those funds go. And we have independent media that you can see on Digital Smoke Signals. We'll put those out that you can definitely donate to them. It helps them buy SIM cards, gas money, sometimes a room to shower and edit in. So those are the things that where funding goes to for independent media. We've seen big media out here, Lionsgate, HBO, yeah, Vice, who else?
Just
Sundance.
Yeah, Sundance Film Festival, AJ Plus, just all
Fusion, Young Turks.
Yep.
And these guys are just like, you and me as they walk around, give them the lip. They're starting to, even a couple guys walk around, a couple of hickeys on them. So everyone's knowing each other, and it's a beautiful thing. Today we went to go, being out here, sometimes you don't get to change your clothes a lot. So I went to go, this lady was buying a shirt, and I went to go buy a shirt because I needed a clean shirt. And she was so excited. She goes, "Oh, I get to buy a shirt from Byron Dude. Let me buy your shirt." So she got us a shirt.
Yeah.
And I got a clean shirt on now. So here's my shirt right here, acknowledging the 1851 treaty. Is that what it says? Or
Yep.
calling it, yeah. These are the original chiefs that were there.
Little Bighorn.
Little Bighorn. The original chiefs that were there. So, very beautiful day. Nice, not too cold. And as we work, we also want to enjoy our relatives and laugh and talk with them. And my brother went home. I miss my brother. He worked security, and I wanted to. I had to. If I went to go see him, I have to go sit by security, and we start. That's where I got to go do a lot of my work by him, and wishing them safe travels back home.
So what about the December 5th eviction notice and Chairman Frazier's response? Do you
Yes.
want to fill them in on that?
Yeah, so we're going to have Sean over here read that letter, which was a powerful letter from the Cheyenne tribe, right? Cheyenne tribal leader, about the eviction letter coming here from the Army Corps of Engineers. And he said it very well with this letter, a very powerful letter, so we're going to have him read it.
You want to read the whole thing
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
beginning?
yeah, read the whole thing there.
So this is in response to the Army Corps' letter eviction notice for December 5th. Dear Colonel Henderson, this letter responds to your correspondence dated November 25th, announcing the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers plan to close certain Corps-managed lands to all public use and access effective December 5th. You state that this decision is necessary to protect the general public from violent confrontations between protesters and law enforcement officials that have occurred in this area, and to prevent death, illness, or serious injury to inhabitants of the encampment due to Dakota winter conditions. You have warned that anyone found outside of a so-called free speech zone will be considered trespassing and may be subject to prosecution under federal, state, and local laws. You have asked me to encourage members of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe, as well as any non-members who support you, who are located in the encampments north of Cannonball River on Corps lands, to immediately and peacefully move to the free speech zone. The area north of the Cannonball River is both the ancestral homeland of the Lakota people and inside the boundaries of the 1851 Fort Laramie Treaty, a treaty that has not been abrogated, and law that governs us all. The best, the best of these lands have already been unjustly taken and flooded by the Corps in the disastrous Pick-Sloan legislation. We will no longer allow our rights as a tribe or as indigenous people as a whole to continue to be eroded. This decision, coming on the heels of the Thanksgiving holiday, is not only disrespectful, but continues the cycle of racism and oppression imposed on our people and our lands throughout history. We ask that the Corps and the United States reconsider this decision. Treaties are the supreme law of the land, and the Constitution of the United States demands that they be respected. Removal from Sioux Treaty lands should be the choice of the Oceti Sakowin camp north of the Cannonball River, not the United States, which has been violating our rights for hundreds of years. The Cheyenne River Sioux tribe stands with more than 300 tribal nations, and the water protectors who are here peacefully protesting the Dakota Access Pipeline while defending the rights of indigenous people. Furthermore, your letter dangerously and profoundly misunderstands the status of a tribal government of elected leaders. I am the chief executive of a sovereign nation that is comprised of individual citizens with physical territory within the exterior boundaries of the state of South Dakota. Under the laws of the United States, my government lacks jurisdiction at Cannonball, but more importantly, I no more control the acts and behaviors of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribal members or non-member water protectors at the Cannonball site than you do, Colonel Henderson. As set forth, even if I could control the water protectors, I recognize and respect their rights under the Constitution of the United States to peacefully assemble in prayerful protest against cultural and environmental atrocity that is the Dakota Access Pipeline. I would not use my authority, which is based on the consent of my citizens, to curtail their human and constitutional rights. Perhaps the most terrifying aspect of your letter is your acknowledgement of the stark reality that the confrontation between our peaceful water protectors and law enforcement could result in death or serious injury, a fact demonstrated by the brutal attack on Sophia Wilansky by North Dakota police last week. But in the very next paragraph, you guarantee that further confrontations will occur by promising that these peaceful people will be trespassing on closed areas, and you threaten that they will do so at their own risk and assume any and all corresponding liabilities for their unlawful presence and occupation of such lands. I take your letter as issuing a direct and irresponsible threat to the water protectors. It appears to further empower the militarized police force that has been brutalizing and terrorizing our water protectors, while imposing the blame and the risk on unarmed peaceful people. We have pleaded for the protection of the United States. Your letter makes a grave and dangerous mistake. Federal efforts to de-escalate the violence should be aimed at the wrongdoers, not at our peaceful people.
Signed to...
Sincerely, Harold Frazier, Chairman, Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe. And there's copies sent to President Barack Obama, Assistant Secretary, Secretary of the Interior, Attorney General, and the Acting Assistant Secretary.
So we have people outside of this strong, powerful leaders that are articulating Western law, Western writing, Western language, and through indigenous eyes, through indigenous words. Very powerful. We'll post that and give you guys another update. Earlier, the update too, also with some celebrities here, Jane Fonda and Francis from Titanic. The girl's mom was here. We got to hang out with them and meet them with a bunch of other native filmers out there and journalists. So with that, relatives, Bija, Shunami, Yarua, Mogoi. Sending good thoughts your way in a good way, and we'll get to you again tomorrow. Bija, Awo, Moa. No. Yeah, I'm really tired. It is morning.
Yeah.
Good night.